Frank Warren for Queensbury Promotions in association with Rock Nation Sports and Carib Promotions, sponsored by Raynham Steel and Coral, proudly presents 12 3-minute rounds for the WBA Super Bantamweight Championship of the World here at the Ice Arena, Cardiff in Wales. Your officials are appointed by the World Boxing Association, and your 3 scoring judges at ringside are Mr. Dave Perez of the UK, Mr. Carlos Ortiz Jr. of the USA, and Mr. Jose Roberto Torres of Puerto Rico. Your WBA supervisor is Mr. Jasper Jensen of Denmark. Your steward in charge is Mr. John Rees. Your timekeeper at the bell is Dave Waters. And when the action begins, your referee in charge is Mr. Howard Foster of the United Kingdom. And now to introduce the contestants. Firstly, fighting out of the red corner stands the challenger, a man with a record of 22 wins, 1 loss, with 7 KOs to his name. At yesterday's weigh-in, he scaled 8 stone, 9 pounds, 8 ounces, and tonight he wears the blue and red shorts. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the British champion from Liverpool, James Jazza Dickens. And across the ring, in the blue corner, stands a man whose unbeaten record reads 16 wins with 10 KOs to his name. At yesterday's weigh-in, he scaled 8 stone, 9 pounds, 12 ounces, and tonight he wears the black and yellow shorts. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the WBA Super Bantamweight Champion of the world from Miami, by way of Cuba, Guillermo Rigondeaux. Your referee will now give his final instructions to both boxers.
Spoke to you both in the dressing room, you both know I expect. Keep it clean, break straight away when told. Both got your heads in close. Good luck to you both. Touch gloves.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the WBA Super Bantamweight Championship of the world.
A fight that was scheduled first time for March. Rigondeaux had problems getting a visa, but now here he is against Willie Casey, the Irishman. 5 years ago, he took Casey out in the opening round. Dickens has been saying it is his destiny to be the world champion. What can he do?
It's a big question, John. It really is. What can he do?
Well, it'd certainly rank alongside the likes of Lloyd Honeyghan against Don Curry, against Randolph Turpin, against Sugar Ray Robinson, if he pulls this one off.
Oh, it'd be such an amazing win. It'd be the biggest win by any British fighter in recent years, that's for sure. I think the Turpin-Robinson thing stands alone.
1951, that was. So often with Rigondeaux, it's a quiet opening as he just looks to see what his opponent has got.
And he makes you miss by inches, centimetres sometimes.
He wound up on that left hand.
Good jab there from Dickens as well, that's good. A little bit of confidence maybe there for Jazza.
Self-confessed bad lad when he was a kid, Jazza. Turned his life around with his religion and with his boxing. Works as a volunteer in soup kitchens and night shelters back home in Liverpool. A proud product of the Everton Red Triangle Gym. He missed by a lot there, did he?
I think just clipped him as well with that, actually, with that left hand, just as Jazza was just spinning round. And just before that, I was just about to say, well, Jazza's the only one who's landed with a punch so far, but then Rigondeaux prepared to that. That's the thing with Rigondeaux, it's very hard, and you can't make any mistakes.
Behind the scenes, those who've been working say that all through the week Rigondeaux's been sweetness and light. Come fight night, it's been a slightly different story. Business time. Very, very quiet opening round.
But this is the Rigondeaux way, isn't it? Just likes to have a look at his opponent. Nice little jab from Jazza. Landing on the gloves there was Jazza Dickens. It's good to see he's willing to let his hands go though if he sees the opportunity.
Well, he can't allow himself to be overawed, can't allow himself to be intimidated. Good shot there from Rigondeaux in the closing seconds of the round. Right hand gets through, and a little bit of an old-fashioned stare between the two. In the corner, Paul and Michael Stevenson.
Start. It's nice to get a little taste of the gloves early, you know what I mean? It's good. Time here. Okay, now these good fighters, they react to feints. He's going for every feint that you make. What we can start to do now is you've had a good look at him, see now the gears mesh, we're in there now, you know what I mean? Start them feints going, you done a little feint about it, and then come up with a 4-punch combination. Great plate. You don't have to be too blue with it. 2 or 3 of them around, you know what I mean? 3 or 4, just enough to stay ahead. Otherwise, stay cagey the way you were. Footwork's great. Do about 3 or 4 then big left hands over the top. Most of them step away from the chair, you know what I mean? Don't come under them. I know we come through, but it's not. Keep up with it. Okay? Nice and relaxed. Face him up. Take it away with the outstep. Start to think right.
Quiet opening round. Did that right hand from Rigondeaux in the closing seconds, did that enough to take it for him?
Yeah, I think so. I do. It was a very cagey round, but he didn't get totally outboxed, Jazza Dickens. That's a good thing, you know. He didn't run overall with anything, but I think, yeah, just that little thing. It was a cagey opener by both.
Battle of the Southpaws. So many of the great Cuban amateurs over the years have been Southpaws. That was the way, the coaching method. They were encouraged to adopt the Southpaw stance simply because it is so awkward.
He's practically cheating. Good left hand there from Rigondeaux. Sharp. There's no tell in his. That's the thing about Rigondeaux as well. There's no tell in his punches. He doesn't move the hand before he throws it. It goes direct from where it is. Oh, good left hand from Jazza.
Left hand from Dickens. He's poker faced as well, isn't he, Rigondeaux? Yeah. Doesn't give away any sort of emotion.
I'll tell you what though, Jazza Dickens, his tactics are not too bad actually. You know, he's trying to stay safe, and then when he's going to throw his punches, he's committing fully. So I think something like with Rigondeaux, who makes you miss by inches, you're afraid to overcommit, so you end up throwing sloppy punches, and then he makes you pay with it. But Jazza's, no, he's flying in with his shots when he decides to throw them.
Rigondeaux just waiting for Dickens to commit himself. He might have a long wait. Dickens trying to stay tight, compact, and adopting a cagey approach himself. Look at those faces on the far side of the ring, every one of them not wanting to miss 1 second, because that's all it takes with the blink of an eyelid. Rigondeaux hasn't really landed a big shot as yet. He's had the one left hand in this round. Dickens responded, so on that basis fairly level, and that was blocked. Well, there's hardly been a punch thrown for the last minute and a half. Sorry if it sounds a little bit quiet, but that's the way it is. Dickens not prepared to commit himself. Likewise, Rigondeaux.
And this is where the criticism stems from Rigondeaux, is that he's not willing to ever take the lead. He's always reactive, never proactive in his work.
Dropped by Top Rank, the promoters, and by HBO, the American boxing channel, for precisely that reason. Well, how do you score that? That's got to be a level round,
it's got to be,
surely.
haven't it? You know, nothing. They both landed with a left hand. That was it.
It's a 1-1 draw. Well, let's take a look at them. There's the left hand of Rigondeaux.
Fantastic shot, isn't it?
And here's the left hand. No, that's a
different angle.
from a different angle. And in a moment, we'll see the left hand of Dickens.
Well, if that was it, it missed.
It's an injury. What can you do?
Well, what's happened here?
Broke his jaw.
Just stay calm and all scrubs.
I think Jazza saying he's broke his jaw.
It's all right. You can
He's gone. The fight's over.
We'll get him again.
That one shot, I think. That one shot has ended the fight. It's all over.
We saw it swelling and we fought. Stand up.
Well, what an anticlimax. One punch has seemingly ended the fight. The left hand from Rigondeaux. And that has resulted in a broken jaw, as spotted in the corner. And as soon as they spotted that fact, they pulled him out.
That's just heartbreaking for Jazza Dickens. Getting beat's one thing, but a thing like that, having your jaw broken so early in a fight, when it's a great shot.
It was a great shot.
It's a great shot, but you know, it's just one of those things. You can get hit with 20 of those shots, you know, one after the other, nothing happens. But you get caught right in the right place and it breaks your jaw.
Well, it was a hell of a punch.
It's beautifully timed. So you just dipping the shoulder, then moving the head across as well, just to put the weight into the punch.
Well, you have to say, what a shame. What a pity.
But it's a shame, because obviously for Jazza Dickens, which we feel for, but also people come out, they wanted to see more of the great Rigondeaux, and you know.
All we saw in the end was one round which he won, second round which was, we scored it level, but it was the one big punch which ended it. Broken jaw for Jazza Dickens, and the dream has not come to reality.
Well, actually, looking back at the replay, Jazza actually missed with his big left hand, so it would have been a Rigo round, really. But it looked like he caught him with a shot, and yeah, we didn't get to see anything that we didn't see what we hoped with Jazza, you know, going out on his shield or pulling one of the biggest upsets in boxing history, or Rigo putting on a masterclass. Either way, we sort of feel a little bit cheated. I hope that Jazza Dickens gets his opportunity again, and the jaw heals and he can continue his career. That's the most important part.
Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, that means that the winner and still the WBA Super Bantamweight Champion of the world from Miami by way of Cuba is Guillermo Rigondeaux. So
Rigondeaux retains his title. One or two boos around the audience, but Jazza Dickens breaking his jaw. Right decision by the corner to pull him out. Rigondeaux still undefeated, and the dream, I'm afraid to say, tonight has become a little bit of a nightmare. Rigondeaux with the belt around his waist. I personally hope that we see him on these shores again. I'd like to see him again, and you'd want to see a little bit more of him.
Yeah, you do. You want to see him in his full glory, or you want to see a British fighter pulling one of the biggest upsets ever. That would be the great scenario for us British fans. Yeah, we got a little bit short-changed there, unfortunately, that we didn't get to see the master at work.
Rigondeaux with his trainer Pedro Diaz making his way across to our interview position. He's still the champion, Jim.
He is indeed, and it was the corner, we have to emphasise that, not Jazza Dickens, that called a halt to that fight. Just goes to show you fighters, do you want to carry on broken jaw or not? But sensible work from the corner, Enzo.
Yeah, sensible work. Rigondeaux, he's on a combination puncher. He's a clean hitter. He lands clean, and he was only going to get caught more times on that broken jaw, which causes much more damage.
I think we can probably just show you the punch there. And I mean, when they look at this, he'll say, well, you take loads and loads of punches like this, and it's very rare for you to end up with a broken jaw.
You know, it was a perfect shot. It was bang on the point of the jaw. You know, he could have had his jaw open at the same time. You know, if they let him carry on, it's just going to be more damage done. Like I said, Rigondeaux's a clean puncher. He throws single shots, which pretty much every time land. You know, the corner have done the right thing.
You can see the disappointment in Jazza Dickens' eyes, but you break a jaw in this game, it is the end of the fight. He's a desperately disappointed young man, but Rigondeaux got a great reception from a really good Welsh crowd here as well at the end, didn't he, Enzo? And they want to see more of him, and I think we'd probably like to see him again, wouldn't it, if it could be managed?
Yeah, he's one of the world's best boxers at the moment, and you know, it's a treat for him to be here tonight.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of us, you know, we wanted Jazza Dickens to win, but I think deep down we knew it was all about the Rigondeaux show.
Sure.
You know, they've come out, they've given him a good reception. He's a great fighter, why shouldn't they?
Absolutely right. Goes without saying, you have a broken jaw that Box Nation does not ask you to do an interview after the fight. We are, though, going to speak to the winner, to Rigondeaux, with the help of a couple of interpreters, and the man in the middle's Bunsey.
Thanks very much indeed, Jim. I am the man in the middle. Guillermo, fantastic. Could you ask Guillermo, did he know he had broken Jazza's jaw?
Te está preguntando si te diste cuenta que le habías partido la quijada a Jazza.
Bueno, nosotros vinimos a hacer el trabajo de nosotros.
We came to do our work.
Nosotros todo el tiempo siempre estamos diciendo que Dickens es un buen boxeador.
We're always saying Dickens is a hell of a guy and he's a really good boxer.
En la entrevista de prensa, todo muy bien, pero por detrás de mí estaba diciendo que yo era un viejo y que me iba a caer la palo.
He in the press conference, he was saying, yeah, everything's fine, but he's an old man and I'm going to beat him up.
Pero para todos esos guayabitos que dicen que yo soy viejo, ya ese lo desapareció el boxeo, le arranqué la quijada. Y el próximo que venga se la voy a volar
that
también.
I'm old and I got rust, I ripped his jaw off. So all those guys out there that want to get their jaw ripped off and their heads knocked out, I'm here for them, baby.
You have to be the greatest translator in the history of boxing translators, by the way. Can you ask Guillermo, will he come back and box for us again in Britain, please?
Te están preguntando que si vas a regresar aquí a pelear otra vez.
¿Cuándo?
When?
Well,
When do you want him back?
well, let's find out. Frank, what can we do?
I got Frank right here.
September 17th.
September 17th, back down here.
Yeah, definitely.
Es un hecho.
Septiembre
Es un
17.
hecho.
Is it done? Is it September 17th?
Thank you.
Put it together con Road Nation. Septiembre 17 aquí.
Estoy aquí.
Yeah, he says he's here. He'll stay right now if you want him to.
Guillermo Davis. Let me ask him quite seriously. Is he at that point now where he wants 12 months and just very good fights, every fight, big names? He wants to go and chase some of those men who have been running away from him.
Si ahora lo que quieres es concentrarte en grandes peleas, en esos hombres que te tienen miedo y que están corriendo y no quieren enfrentarse contigo en el ring.
Siempre lo he dicho, son 100 yeguas que no hacen un caballo como yo. Estoy esperando a ver quién se atreve.
He says not a hundred of those guys and those boxers make one of me. And I've always said it. I'm here to face everyone. Let's give the fans what they want. I want hard fights. I want to give the boxing fans what they want. Those guys shouldn't be so scared and talk and abandon weights and vacate titles. We want to fight. He wants to fight the best guys in the world.
Para eso que me quieren desacreditar, que dice que yo no peleo, que yo no boxeo, que yo soy aburrido.
That's why they say he's boring, that he doesn't fight, that he's not exciting. He says, step in the ring and you'll see. People make it boring because they stop throwing punches.
Yeah.
Once they feel his hand, they don't have the guts to throw another punch. This kid's got a lot of guts, he says.
Ya Rigondeaux no corre más arriba un ring. Ya, para que no hablen tanto. Ya
Rigo
paramos
doesn't
cualquiera.
run in any ring will he run around.
No
He's
soy
gonna
el
stand
mejor,
in the middle.
pero soy el más completo. Soy el más completo.
He says, I'm not the best. I'm not the best, but I'm the most complete. And I'm ready to stand in the middle with anybody in the ring. Stand toe-to-toe in the middle of the ring. No running around.
Guillermo, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much. I'm sure everybody in Cardiff thanks you, as does everybody in British boxing.
Thank you.